Hey guys, Anthony here, and this is the final video for Prison Break. Now that the game is done, we'll go ahead and tell you a little bit about some of the things we all did. I'm going to start with the tutorial because it's the least amount to talk about. So as you enter the tutorial, you'll see it's really similar to the normal game. It's just a smaller map, has the same items and everything. But in this, we have the speech bubbles. I implemented these speech bubbles. They all you can cycle through with a button in the bottom right corner just to go to the next one and to the next one and so on, and each speech bubble will kind of tell you about the game. It'll tell you how to use the items. It'll tell you how to advance to the next stage. It'll tell you how to win, how to lose, things like that, kind of things you need to know to play the game. You can pick up the security card and finish this map really easily just to get back to the main menu, or you can click in the top right button and go to main menu there. But let's go into the game, and I will talk about some of the things I did for the overall game itself. Mainly I was in charge of the UI for the game. In the beginning I helped work on moving the player. I implemented some buttons that were invisible that you can click to move the player up, down, left, right. We later changed that and added a tap function to it, but we still kept the move by action function that I made to move the player. So other things in the UI that I made, I added this picture in the bottom left corner of the inventory, which Don later implemented to be a pop-out list as you collected items. It's actually pretty cool. In the top left, you have a life counter. As you gain homie objects, you'll gain a life there. As you get hit by a guard, you will lose a life there. So that works great. And also implemented in the top right that little gear-looking icon. That's a settings button, basically. And when you click that, it pauses the game, which I implemented that. And it also pops up a dialog box saying game paused, which give you two options, one for each button. You can go back to the main menu at any time by clicking that, or you can resume the game and unpause it right there. I also helped implement at the end of the game. I did the end game screen, and when you click on that after you win the game, it takes you back to the main menu. So those are just some of the things that I worked on for this game. Thank you very much.
My name is Gabe Cook, and in this game, in the end I worked on the AI for the guards, the gestures for panning, zooming, and moving your character around, and also a lot of cleanups and optimizations in the code. That is all. Thank you.
Hey, this is Don. Our game Prison Break consists of 6 maps. There are 5 regular maps and 1 tutorial map. Each map consists of walls, floors, and an exit point. Collision detection will prevent enemies and the prisoner from walking through walls and other enemy units. Each map will have a key item, several enemies, and supportive items to help the prisoner on his journey to freedom. As the player lands on an item, the item is stored into an inventory system. The lower left inventory box stores only the security card. However, it serves another purpose. When it is tapped, 2 extra inventory boxes will appear if the prisoner is carrying items. The inventory can be toggled on and off depending on the player's preference. Simply tap the inventory box to hide the contents. The prisoner will only be able to hold one of each pickup item at a time. If the item is already in the inventory, the prisoner will not be able to pick it up until he uses that item. To use an item, the player can simply tap the inventory box that contains the item when the inventory is open. The first item is a special drink that boosts your speed by 10 seconds. The second item is a cloak that will allow the prisoner to avoid death when hit by a guard for 5 seconds. The third and final supportive item is the prisoner's homie. The homie will grant an extra life to the prisoner. Map transition is only possible when the player obtains the key item that each map has. Simply running to the exit tile will not advance the stage. Once the player obtains the key item and reaches the exit tile, the next stage will advance. Once all 5 stages is completed, the prisoner will escape the prison and start his new life away from the corrupted.